Hi, I'm Poke Villalon with Stellar Fishing, and today we're going to be talking about Carolina rigs. And there's a whole variety. If you look it up on the internet, people like to use different descriptions on what a Carolina rig is. And since we're here on the coast in South Texas, in Corpus Christi, Texas, we make a variation of that, which I just like to call just a simple surf rig. But by definition, people will tell you that it's a Carolina rig. And if you look down here, let me give you the basic definition of when they consider it a Carolina rig. This is a 2-ounce egg rig, and that's how we sell them. We sell them as an egg rig, and what it is, it's got 9 inches worth of pull here. So when you throw it out in the ocean, or you throw it if you're in the Laguna Madre, this is going to sit sturdy in the sand or the mud, and then it allows this to go back and forth, and you get a little, come on, hey, off the table. There we go. And this gives you a little bit of play, so your bait continues to move back and forth. That's what they consider a Carolina rig in most places. So we make a variation of that, and actually this is the one that we make because we like to use it on the surf. So what we do here is, instead of putting the weight permanently into the rig like this one, where you buy this like this, that's it. You're going to use a 2-ounce rig, and a lot of times it requires changing with the times and changing with the location that you're fishing at. So what we did is we took just a 3/0 snap swivel, put it on the end, on this end, and then this is 32 inches worth of fishing line, which gives you plenty of leeway all the way down. And in this version, we have a 5/0 circle hook or octopus hook, whatever y'all want to call it. That's on the end. Now what we do is, when you take this end and you open it up, you can put, because this is for surf fishing is what I'm talking about here, or in your lakes or whatever else, but these weights that we're talking about today are for surf fishing. And this is just a claw. This is a 4-ounce claw weight, so when you throw it, the claws are going to hang in the sand. It's going to keep you from the riptide taking it back and forth. And as you can see, that's a pretty good looking rig with a 5/0. This is going to sit in the sand with your fishing line, and then this is just going to hang out there, flurry backwards and forwards, and that's going to attract your fish. And this is what I call a surf rig, but like I said, it's a version of a Carolina rig. Now the other thing too that you can do, which I'll do in a later video, is it's similar to a pompano rig. You can put a little float about 6 inches away from your hook, and that float is going to lift it up on the sea bottom and leave it above the water, or leave it above the sand or the mud, so that way the fish aren't bottom dwellers and they're not eating off the bottom. But that's going to be in a later video, and that's a different version of this. But here, that's what you got. And on this end, this is a claw, and all these weights we carry at stellarfishingtackle.com. This is a claw weight. We carry these all the way from 1 ounce to 8 ounces for all your fishing needs. Then you can also hook up one of these spider weights, and this is the big spider weight, and a lot of you have seen these out there too. And of course, you open up the legs and you throw that, and this is a 5-ounce, and these vary from different, and you can even curl the legs up. People do different versions with this to keep it steady, to hold on to the sand so you don't move. So, and it keeps it from moving in currents. If you're in a river, you want to decide that you want to put this in. But as you can see, your fishing line to come to here, this is going to be clawed into the sand or the mud, and you still have your flotation out here with your bait. Okay, so here, that's one version of a spider weight, and which we carry that on Stellar Fishing Tackle. The other one, and I use these because they're more compact. These are copper, made out of copper. Same thing, you have your little legs. You got 4 little legs to put out there. And this one, the only thing is, we've had feedback on these to where they say if the rip tide is kind of heavy, it's just going to roll down the beach. But if you're fishing on a calm day or the wind is light, I like these more because they're a little bit more compact. And a lot of times when you reel it in, you're not going to catch a bunch of seaweed or seagrass coming up. But so this surf rig is what you have, which is a variation of a Carolina rig, and we sell this on stellarfishingtackle.com also. So this is the rig itself that we're talking about today. Now, if some of you want to continue to watch this video, I'm going to show you how we made that. And what we did all we did was we took a 32-inch line of 100-pound mono. We put, and then we already crimped the end. I crimped a number 6 black swivel. Keep in mind, when you make rigs, you want to avoid using silver or gold, because a lot of times the fish might hit that because it's shiny and glimmering in the water, opposed to your goal of hitting the bait itself. So all we're going to do, these are 8mm red beads. We're going to take a bead, run it through, and this is a number, that's a 3/0 snap swivel. It's got the swivel and it's got the snap. So you put that in there, you put your other bead, and you get your crimp. And this is a 1.2mm crimp, and that's the diameter on the inside, and it's a double sleeve, so you could even run it in the other way if you wanted, but I use it for both. You just take your crimp, always test your crimp to make sure that it's snug, which this one is. I'll hit it one more time, right there. So that's secure. So that's the top end where the weight's going to go. So then you come to the other end, you take your crimp, you put it through, you put another snap swivel. So you're basically using 2 snap swivels. I tend to try to use a smaller snap swivel on this other end, so it's not so bulky. It's big on this, and as a matter of fact, using something even as small as that, as long as it's going to hold. But the purpose of this one is because you're going to hold your weight, the big weight, and this is only going to have a hook. So here, if you take this item here and you crimp it, and right there, you've made your surf rig. And you throw your weight on this one, your hook on this end, whichever side you're using, and that is how you make a surf rig, aka a Carolina rig. But these are just various versions of that on how to fish on the surf. So if you like the video, subscribe to our page, hit the like button, watch for future videos on making more rigs, selling fishing hooks, selling spoons, fishing rods, you name it. So I'm Poke Villalon. Thank you for watching this video, and good luck out there fishing.